We got a special guest, fresh off the tour with the homie RG. We got one of the dopest sensations, young sensations in the CHH thing, Tommy Royale. Yo, what's going on? It's Ruslan with KingsDreamENT.com. This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire you to live out God's dream. Big shout out to all the Patreon supporters holding us down, keeping the lights on, letting me get a room at the Embassy Suite so I could bang out interviews at A3C weekend. And we got one of the most explosive emerging artists in our community. He's a lot of clout around the name. He's killing these live shows all the way from Orlando, Florida, also Puerto Rico. Tommy Royale, how you feeling, bro?
I feel like that was a super intense intro.
Was it?
That
was it? I do pretty good with those intros, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man.
Word up. Well, I met you in person. I kind of met you over a FaceTime with RG once. I was at Reach with him, and you FaceTimed him, and it was like a brief, like, what up? I don't think I had met you before. And then we met in person at the LA show,
yes,
which was a sold-out show. You killed it that night. You've been running the gamut on this tour. What is it? What is the Saint Holy tour? Saint Holy tour. And it just seems like virtually out of nowhere, your name just started bubbling and people just started talking about you. We'll start with the most controversial question.
Yes.
Are you a CHH industry plant?
I'm not a plant. I'm not a plant. No, sheesh.
I'm just playing.
No, yeah.
I mean, for there to even be such a thing, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty far stretched. So I'm totally joking. Somebody's gonna take that real seriously in the comments.
I know a few plants though.
Who?
I can't. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. So how did everything? You said you only been taking music seriously. You said for a couple months, right?
Yes. So I've always took music seriously, but 2 years ago, I was like, all right, I really need to push it. A year and a half ago, Kardik found me.
Okay.
And I released my first.
Shout out to the homie Kardik.
Shout out to Kardik. I love you, bro. And then in February, I released my first single through him and through what we're doing. And that's a matter of, 8-9 months. Okay. And everything's just blown up since. Okay. It's crazy.
Dope. How did the relationship with RG and the tour come together? Because it seems like y'all are like friends.
Yeah. It was very organic. Ask anybody. Ask RG. He's a fan of mine. So, so it was.
Shout out to RG.
Shout out to RG, man. I love that dude. He's my man's.
I thought you were gonna call him your manager.
No, my manager's Alex. That's my man's though. He's cool, man. So that relationship started off with Aaron.
Okay. Yeah.
So Aaron. I don't know which came first. RG FaceTime called me randomly, so he got my number through Kardik. It was the weirdest thing to receive a FaceTime call from an unknown number, and then WhatupRG answers. And I was just like, who's that? What?
And yeah, never met before.
Never met before.
Okay.
Never. We knew of each other. I knew of him, of course, and then he knew of me, and I knew he knew of me. So, but it was just like, it was just random. He hit me up for a song, actually, and then,
really?
Yeah.
To get you on one of his songs, or to get on one of your songs, or
to like help him with the track, and then it ended up being us together. Like it was just because the Spanish stuff.
Yeah.
He's been released, or like he's working on, and the 2 Spanish tracks that we put out. But I went to a Canon show, and I went to perform, but didn't have space for me to perform. But my manager's like, could he at least host? And so I went. They're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I showed up. I was hosting, and then Erin and I just clicked, and it was cool. And then she's like, yo, let's see if I can get you on this tour. She called RG. RG's like, yeah, I like him. Let's do this. And then literally that night, everything started. So
wow. And Erin's out here really doing work, bro. She's fulfilling such a need. I got to see if I can get an interview with her, because she's so crucial. I'm going to text her after we do this. Talk about, I want to get into your story, but I think I want to touch on the most obvious stuff first. But talk about like that first tour. Great from a career standpoint, but I'm sure it wasn't super easy, maybe financially, maybe just getting around, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like y'all was out here doing thousands and thousands, you know what I'm saying? So there had to be a degree of hustle, struggle, and suffering on that first tour. Can you talk about that?
So it's kind of, I think I have to go a little bit to my testimony before I jump into this.
Okay.
To just kind of incline towards it. So before, and Chris, he's here, he's my brother, so we started this together. And when I got picked up by Kardik, I'm a big fan. I'm a big advocate of fasting and praying before you make big decisions. I just believe everything I have is because of God, and God's opened all these doors. And that's one of the reason why I'm here.
Yeah.
And so I felt when I started working with Kardik, I felt God pulling me for me to quit my job.
Okay.
But I was like, God, I hate my job, so I need to make sure this isn't an emotional thing.
Right. What were you doing for work?
I was a manager at a tourism photography company. So just taking pictures of tourists.
Okay.
You know, and it was
It's kind of like how Method Man used to work for the Statue of Liberty.
Yes, essentially is what it was, but for the Orlando Eye.
Okay.
You know? So it was just like the same routine every day for 4 years. I was just like, so I got to a point where I was just hating my job.
Yeah.
But so when I felt that in my heart, I was like, I just need to make sure this isn't just emotion.
Yeah.
So I took 21 days where I prayed and fasted for 21 days.
Wow.
And I was like, I was just desperate.
Yeah.
I just need you to speak to me. I need to know that this is from you. Because if it's from me, if it's an emotional thing, I'll wait. You know, I'll wait. However, I waited 4 years because I've always wanted to quit my job and pursue music. I waited 4 years. I'll wait 4 more if I need to. But in day 3, God's like, nah, do it. So with that, I continued to fast and finish.
You sure you just weren't hungry?
Bro.
Just like, day 3. Forget it.
But I finished the fast though. So
You did? You finished the fast?
On day 3,
okay. I'm totally trolling you on that.
On day 3, God's like, do it. And then I was like, all right, let me finish these next few days. So I did 21 days.
No food, or what were you fasting from?
It's from all food, but like up until 6 o'clock. So once 12 a.m. hit, I would not eat. I would pray, start my fast at 12 a.m., go to bed, wake up, and continue my entire day until 6 o'clock, where I would pray,
6
close
p.m. Okay.
and then eat, and then once 12 o'clock, I start over.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope. Everybody's always like, this new wave of CHH artists, they don't really love, they praying and fast. Yes, they're praying and fasting, clearly. My brother's fasting for 21 days. That's amazing, bro.
I love God, bro. Come on. These people.
Yeah.
No, but so I did that. And it was a huge financial sacrifice for me, but it was a leap of faith that I felt God was telling me I need to make.
To quit the job.
Yes. And once I took that decision, 1, everything started happening fast. And 2, God just looked out for me. Financially, I still have my apartment. I'm not starving.
Okay.
I still have a brand new car. Like,
dope.
God's been looking out for me.
Dope. And you live on your own?
Yes, I have my roommate.
Okay.
But yes, I have my own apartment.
Dope.
And he's also been another huge blessing to me. Shout out to Jomar, Big J.
Yeah.
My security guy. He's dope.
You already got security?
Bro, I got my own security.
Well, all y'all got guns and stuff in Florida and Georgia.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Cats be running around here with a burner on them.
Nice. Hey, yo, Florida's different, man. But so going to this tour thing, just how God has those first 7 months, God's taking care of me. Once this tour started, throughout the entire tour, he was taking care of me.
Wow. That's dope, bro.
Nothing came out of my pocket except for a meal here and there, but nothing came out of me.
Wow.
And I was still making out of merch and shows for me to be able to pay my bills at home. So
that's amazing.
It's a leap of faith, and God's shown out.
Wow. So, do you mind? How old are you?
Man, I hate this question. How old do I look?
You look like you're 21, 22.
21? Yeah, I get that a lot. I'm 26.
You don't look 26 at all.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I got a baby face though.
You look mad young, fam. Okay, wow. So you're a responsible adult out here.
Yeah.
Like you got a car, you got a house, or an apartment, you got a situation. Like you're a responsible adult. And 26. So how long have you been doing just music? Like full time?
Full time? We're in month 10, 9 months.
Okay. How has that transition been after the fasting and praying, after the going on tour? How's that transition hitting you, and how are you able to, as a man in your mid-20s, be responsible? Because you didn't just jump out the window.
No,
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not like you live at mom's crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're actually out here providing for yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes with going full time, I feel like most people do it prematurely and they jump out and there's no plan and then they fall on their face and then it's like worse than had you just waited. Or like in my situation, I waited until my son was born and then it was finally God like kind of pulled my car and was like, what do you want to do, bro? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right. Like, and my wife was the one that really pushed me. But I feel like you're doing it. It seems like you're doing it in a very responsible way.
Yes.
How is that from a practical standpoint? Like, talk about just your day-to-day, the hustle, the grind. Like, what does that all look like?
Yeah, so I've always done things really slow.
Okay.
Because I don't like going back and like admitting that I failed at something.
Yeah.
So I just make sure that before I make a decision, I have to make a decision that's led by God. It sounds super spiritual, but I wouldn't. I got to a point I was like, God, what should I wear? You know, I was that Pentecostal Christian. But like even to this day, like it's like I just need to make sure it's from God, and I just know that if it's in obedience, I'm gonna be good. So my day-to-day life, it's a stressful day at times.
Really?
As you can tell, you're an entrepreneur. You have to make your own money, and if there's no money coming in, we have to figure out why and how to fix it.
It's time for a feature sale.
Literally.
Merch sale.
Yo, and that's literally what we're doing now. This tour has helped me a lot more though, financially, because now there's people, now like the fan base grew quick. And now everybody's asking for merch. Now I'm setting up an online store now, you know. But I'm a freelance designer too.
Okay.
So I do video editing. I do graphics for other artists. And that's how I've been able to pay my bills.
That's so cool, man. You are originally, so you're from Florida, but you also spent your summers in Puerto Rico. So you have this duality of views, I think, that makes you unique in that you come from a predominantly white part of Florida. Is that fair to say?
Winter Park, Florida.
Winter Park, Florida. That sounds very suburban and safe.
I learned a phrase. It's like a gentrified area.
Is it?
It's just the most comfortable. Like you walk in there, you're like, this is nice.
Yeah. But you spent your summers in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Which is an American colony, technically. It's not a state, but it's a colony.
Yeah.
Right? And people don't know that. But it's
a commonwealth.
A commonwealth, okay. But it's not America. Like, it's different. You know what I'm saying? What was that like, having that contrast of growing up in a predominantly gentrified white part of Florida? What was it called? What was the city called?
Winter Park.
Winter.
So white as snow.
But then spending your summers in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
So to the Winter Park area, I did have it was super white, but Orlando, and you just have to step foot in Orlando and realize that it's a huge Puerto Rican community. Okay. Even in Winter Park, you have the bougie Puerto Ricans. If you see my mom, you'll notice that. You know what I mean? But it's still like a grand majority of Puerto Ricans. So even when I was there, I still have some sort of culture. But then when I went back to Puerto Rico, that helped keep the culture there. My grandparents don't speak any English, so I couldn't forget Spanish. You know, and there's a time in my life where I did forget Spanish. I had to relearn it because I go up to my grandparents. I'm like, abuela, ¿cómo estás? You know, this is hard. So I had to relearn the language. But it was dope, man, and I'm grateful for it because you get to see things. There's a lot of things that people do on normally, and you don't think twice about it. It's just habits, behavior, and then or certain phrases that people say, and then me having two languages in my head, I'm like, oh, we probably say this because I came from this because it's the same thing in Spanish. It's just my brain works differently just because there's two languages running there the whole time.
Yeah. My first language is Russian, but I primarily think they say whatever language you think in is your primary language. So I think and I speak in English, but I could also speak Russian. But I totally feel you on just sometimes the phrasing. Sometimes I get confused on Russian and English, or just English words, and I still struggle. And people are like, why did you say that so weird? I'm like, because my first language is not English.
You structure sentences differently sometimes, right?
Grammar's horrible. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time when I structure a sentence all weird. Is because I promise you, it sounds better in Spanish.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Do you think that having that upbringing gave you a unique point of view that overflows into music?
Yes.
Okay.
So before I was doing Spanish, so Kardik hit me up to do Spanish music, and I told him no. Okay. I was like, listen, man, I was doing Spanish music and nobody was listening to me. I grew up writing music in Spanish, and being I was raised in Florida.
You was doing hip hop music in Spanish?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was doing trap in Spanish, but it was 2015, 16. I know it wasn't really that big.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, we're good. Like no one's listening to it. So chill. So I started doing it in English, and I got a little bit of clout. And that's when Carter came up to me. He's like, yo, you're dope. I like your image.
Yeah.
Have you ever done anything Spanish? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not really going to, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And he's like, before you say no,
I got $1 million.
Literally, he's like, what's your numbers?
Yeah.
How many tickets have you sold?
Yeah.
How much money you make? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know what I was going to say now.
Yeah. No, that dude, shout out to Carter, because that's a very smart place for him to be at on the intersection of Latin America, which is huge, because that's not just Mexico and Puerto Rico. I mean, there's a gajillion other countries. Obviously, you got Spain too. So that's a huge world that I think most people are looking. I think that's by proxy, some of RG's success has been that too. Because it's like Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, like a lot of people can rally behind that, and there's an underrepresentation of that in hip hop.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So you get with Carter. Carter kind of encourages you to press further into the Latin thing. Now, when Carter says I want to do Latin music, is he saying he wants to cater to having more Latins in hip hop, or is he legitimately talking like we're making music in Spanish?
So the idea was, the way he sold it to me was, there's so many CHH fans that are Hispanic that nobody's catering to. So what I am, I'm the Hispanic artist, the predominantly Spanish speaking artist, and CHH. That there's no one else. There's no specific Spanish artist in CHH. So I'm moving in this English world, speaking Spanish, and everybody's gonna gravitate towards. So I think, because I already have Puerto Rico, PR, and the thing about Puerto Rico is the birthplace of reggaeton and Spanish trap. So anything that pops in PR pops in the world, in the Hispanic world.
Right.
So I already got PR. I got the respect because I'm from there. All the Hispanic Christian artists, they know who I am, which is dope.
Yeah.
And we have something that they don't have, is I'm here. So I went on tour with, the way they see it, a reach artist. I'm able to travel the States because they can't yet. They don't have that plug yet. So now that's where bridging that gap comes in.
Yep.
When I'm done here, and then I go back to my boys in PR, I'm like, all right, let's start working on this. Let's start combining everything together.
That's dope, because it's so smart in that, like, you're not just another CHH artist. There's an actual vision in terms of who your audience is, and then what makes you distinguishable.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing that people overlook when they're starting. Is like, I just want to make music for who? CHH, but why? Because Jesus needs to be glorified. There's 150 other rappers doing that right now that are doing an amazing job. Why do we need you?
Yeah.
And you and Kartik are saying, yeah, but there's an underserved community of people, which I think from a business standpoint is just genius. How has the reception been from the CHH community as a whole?
CHH loves me.
Okay.
Yo, CHH has been, like, the whole community's been great.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's, like just, granted, I do have a good charisma, so it helps.
Yeah.
I'm not just like, yo, it's good.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not sure.
You have a good personality, you're fun, you're likable.
Yeah. Which helps a lot.
Which is also something that's undervalued and misunderstood.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But just everybody's been very respectful. Everybody respects what we're doing. And I think people see that it's needed and that no one's done it. So I think there's a level of respect there too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's just really, it's weird too.
Yeah.
Grant, remember, it's happened in 7 months.
Yep.
In 7 months, everything changed.
Yeah, man. That's so dope. There's kids watching this right now. They're young. They're trying to figure it out. And they don't really know what to do. You know what I mean? So they see someone like you and they're like, oh, wow, in 7 months, that's amazing,
Yeah.
What advice do you have for the kids that are looking up to you? Like they're 18, 19, trying to figure it out, and they're looking at you. Maybe they're looking at RG or Wolf or whoever, like a Klesso, and they're trying to figure out, like, what game do you have for them?
Is it, so specifically speaking, they want to do music or like in life?
Let's just say music. Let's just say music and then in life too.
Okay, so in music, the best advice that's ever been given to me is just put out content. Just put it out. Because if you don't put it out, no one's gonna listen. I spent years in high school and in college saying I make music, I write music, never put anything out. So now that I'm doing this, people in high school were like, since when did you make music? You know, not until I started putting it out is when people started listening. And it happened relatively quick, you know. I'm good, you know, and I can say that with this confidence because I know, but nobody else knew. You know, so if you're passionate about something, just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. Because I think the rebuttal to that is going to be like, yeah, put it out. But Tommy, you said you didn't put it out for so long. Is that why you maybe you got so good behind the scenes that by the time you went to put it out, it was already at a better level than the kid like me? I'm with you, bro. I've been putting out tapes and selling stuff since I was 15, 16 years old. And my entire first gajillion projects are trash. You know what I'm saying? But do you think that maybe not putting it out is sets the tone for a stronger first impression? Because you came out strong and dope. There was no he has potential. It was out the gate, this dude is dope. You know what I'm saying?
That was my big coming out the gate. My first 2 projects were trash. And before that first trash project was nothing. So when I released my first thing, I thought it was good because I was like, oh, dope. I was practicing behind the scenes. No one saw. I put out this project, and I thought it was dope. Nobody really liked it. And then when I put it out, I realized that it wasn't good. So there's a level of like, because you're gonna like everything you do.
So there's a level of what you're saying is there's a level of you still need to put stuff out, even if you're not sure, because that's the only way to test to see if it's good.
You're gonna like everything you do because you created it. Until somebody else is listening to it, you're not gonna have a true reaction. You know, and I think there's a level of growth that you undertake only when other people are watching. You know,
man, you giving some jewels on this, bro. This is some good stuff. This is very like pragmatic and practical. What do you have coming up next? Like, what's in the pipeline? I'm assuming there's more music. Tell us what's happening next.
Singles. I really want to do a project. I'm in project mode right now. And it's dope. But where we're at right now is keeping this momentum going. So I think we're just gonna keep feeding the audience singles until they really want a project. Now they want a project, but until they really want a project.
Why singles instead of just doing a project? Because everybody, again, I'm asking because I know people are gonna be like, well, I just need to drop project. And it's like, there's no demand. You have some demand, but you're still saying singles. Why?
Because we have a demand, but it's not big enough. I want something big because people don't really listen to projects like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So the singles are working really well. So just keep going with them. You know, until I have a bigger audience. Until I know, I'm like, all right, this is gonna get this number.
That's good, man. Any final thoughts, closing remarks before we wrap up?
Yeah, man. Be yourself. Because everybody likes yourself. Everybody likes it when you're being you. I think that's the biggest thing right now.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tommy Royale. Make sure you're following him on all social media platforms. Check out his music. I promise you, the stuff that him and Carter got in the pipeline is just going to add a ton of value to not just CHH, but I think the broader community as a whole. So thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Of course, man. Thank you for your time.